Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the Post Crescent's Varsity Roundtable, weekly look at high school sports in the Fox Valley area, and the only live online high school sports talk show in the state. I'm Ricardo Arguello, part of the USA Today Network Wisconsin digital live stream team, and we are here in an amazing high definition at the mothership, the Post Crescent, 306 West Washington Street, downtown Appleton. And this week our focus shifts to wrestling, and we have two of the top wrestlers in the state. Farthest over to my right, we have Eric Barnett of Hortonville. Eric, give everyone a wave. There you go. And directly to my right, Evan Foster of Freedom. Evan, there you go. Guys are on board to talk about, it's postseason time, so they're talking about their journey to Madison and the Kohl Center. But before we start, I want to let everyone know that we are live and interactive, so if you have any questions online, please log into that live chat if you are watching on the desktop or anything, and send any questions that you might have for Evan and Eric. We have Mike Sherry over there behind the computer. He'll get those questions over to you right away. He's filling in for Brett Christopherson. And we have Jim Rosendick punching buttons behind the live stream machine. Not sure exactly what he does, but he makes it all go. Before we start, though, I want to let everyone know that, ladies, I know it's hard, but you can't be asking the guys for numbers or anything like that. It's all about wrestling. So don't be asking them out to prom or anything like that, or whatever. What's the dance where the girls ask the guys?
Ours is crystal ball.
Crystal ball. Do you guys have something like that, Aaron?
I'm not in touch with that.
Okay, all right. Well, anyway, don't be asking the guys for numbers. Just talk about wrestling, and we will be just fine. So let's start with some introductions. And farthest over to my right, Eric Barnett. Eric, please look at the center camera there. Let everyone know the weight that you wrestle at and how you got into wrestling, my friend.
I wrestle at 113 pounds. I got into wrestling because both of my brothers wrestled, and I thought it was pretty cool. I wanted to do what they were doing.
Okay, all right. Directly to my right, we have Evan Foster. Evan, again, same thing, the weight you wrestle at and how you got into wrestling.
I'm Evan Foster. I wrestle at 160 pounds, Division II, and I got into wrestling through my dad and my cousins. It's just been a big family event, so I always thought it was really cool, so that's how I got started.
Great stuff. Again, if you have any questions, log into the live chat. And we have some Freedom folks here who might be asking questions too. Just raise your hand, guys, and we'll get the questions over to the guys. I know you guys are already kind of contemplating that you have some questions here for the guys. Let's talk about your respective seasons, and we're going to start farthest over tomorrow with Eric. You're undefeated at 36-0 at 113, like you said. 36-0, but I know you're a perfectionist, and you know that you can do better. So give me some things though. Even though you're 36-0, what do you feel that you've done well, but what do you feel that maybe you can maybe improve on even?
I think I've done well on, my goal is to have bonus point matches, so like scoring 8 or more points than the other kids, or like tacking or pinning them. I haven't done that this year, which is all right. I got another year yet, but things to work on is definitely pushing the pace more and breaking my opponents is kind of what I want to do.
Okay, all right. How about for you, Evan?
I feel like I've done a good job of getting bonus point wins in dual meets, which is pretty crucial because our team's kind of in the running for like state championship, sectional championship, stuff like that. So that's important, but I'd say a thing that I need to work on is like just not like doubting myself before a match. Like sometimes I'll go in there with like a different attitude. So I'd say like attitude control probably. Okay.
And Evan, by the way, is 32-4. Both these guys are respectively ranked number 1. 113 in Division I for Eric, and 160 Division II for Evan. So if you have any questions, log in that live chat. Mike, you'll raise your hand or something, right, when we have something. And guys, I know you guys have questions, so just raise your hand. Look at you guys already thinking about what you're going to say. Foster's now, Evan, let's talk about your development the past few years. You talk about, and we'll talk with Eric too about this, but how you're from a wrestling kind of family, and obviously we remember Seth winning his his title. One of the coolest things I've seen at the state level was him winning. Were you there, by the way, to watch that thing? Okay, so an exciting moment for your family. What about your journey, though, your development the past few years? Can you tell me what's the biggest difference from maybe Evan Foster's freshman getting on the mat, and now that you're a big senior and trying to wrap it up, and what's the development been like?
My freshman year, I kind of took some bumps. I learned a lot. We have a pretty tough schedule, so I learned a lot of lessons right away, being on the varsity lineup and stuff. And then my sophomore year, things kind of started to click, and I ended up making it to state that year. And then last year, I kind of carried that on throughout the season, and then I got a medal at the state tournament last year, which, it wasn't my goal, but I'm still happy with it. So
okay,
that was a cool experience.
All right, good. We'll talk to Eric about this as well, and give me some thoughts here. What, Eric, tell me what you were like as a freshman and how you've matured, both on the mat, maybe off the mat. What's it been like for you because you're nationally ranked, you're at all these kind of national meets, you're looking at all these top guys. What's it been like for you as you've kind of progressed here?
So freshman year I was kind of small for my weight class. I was weighing in at about like 104 for a 6-pounder, and that's not really something I like doing.
I was going to say, you want to lose a little bit, right, to get to 106.
Yeah,
okay.
so I was wrestling guys, and it was a bit different too, wrestling 6-minute matches as a freshman, whereas like in middle school it was like 4.5 minutes, something about that. So it was interesting, but now 6-minute matches aren't like, now I'm looking towards like 7-minute matches in college, so it's getting ahead of the game, kind of feeling it out there.
What would be the biggest thing that you say you've gone from your freshman to your junior year now?
Definitely the strength aspect of it.
Okay.
I would never consider myself as a strong wrestler my freshman year, but now for my weight class, I'd say I'm one of the most built ones, I guess.
Okay, well, built. There you go. Well, let's talk about it. I'll get you on this one on this question too, Evan. Your weight class at 113. Tell me who you see there. I'm going to assume that you've seen some of these guys, or you've wrestled some of these guys, so you're familiar. I think all the top wrestlers are familiar with each other.
Yeah.
What's that like? Tell me about your weight class. What do you like from there?
Well, obviously I know most of the ranked guys there. I've met with a couple of them. The number 3 ranked guy from Burlington wrestled at the Freedom Invite.
Okay.
Number 2 ranked guy is from Sauk Prairie, wrestled in the state semis last year, so I'm familiar with them. And
is that a good thing? Just give me some thoughts. Is that a good thing? Well, I guess it would be, because if you beat them.
I mean, like, it can be good and bad. Like, they can feel out what you do, but at the same time, you know what they do, and you know what works against them and what doesn't work against them. So it's a lot easier to get to your offense.
Okay, all right. How about talk a little about this, Evan, about your weight class as well. Are you also familiar with the guys that you've seen in the top, and if you've had some success about that, how does that help you?
Yeah, I wrestled the number 2 ranked wrestler at Freedom Invite, same place Eric did, and I beat him in the finals there.
Okay.
And I feel like it doesn't really have an impact on the next time you wrestle him, because I feel like it's just a new match. Like, he knows stuff about me, I know stuff about him, so I feel like it's still equal battleground.
It's just two magicians kind of like showing each other something. Okay.
Yeah,
it's
pretty cool.
All right, interesting stuff. Mike, we have a couple questions from online. A guy billions could be watching right now. You never know. China, India, Russia, checking in. What do you got, Mike? You have a couple questions for the guys?
Yeah, the first one's kind of a 2-part question. First of all, what's your favorite meal and drink when you're trying to cut weight?
Trying to cut weight.
And then, when you don't have to worry about making weight and can eat whatever you want, what's your go-to meal?
So basically the first day after wrestling season is maybe what they're asking. But let's go to that first one. That's an interesting, great question. You're trying to cut weight. Your favorite meal and drink was it? So we'll start here with Evan and go to Eric on that.
I prefer like salmon. I'll eat a lot of salmon with like Brussels sprouts and stuff.
Okay,
like
baked, grilled, how?
Baked or grilled. I'd say probably baked though. I like that better.
Okay, interesting. About what the drink, just water or?
Mostly just water. Like Pedialyte's pretty good.
Okay, all right.
When I'm cutting, I'd consider myself more of a sub guy.
Okay.
Get some Jimmy John's or Subway.
Okay.
Calculate that out and eat what I can.
Okay. Is there a specific sub that you like?
Anything turkey.
Okay.
Turkey, yay.
All right. Now the next question was what's the first thing you're eating after after what? After the Cole Center, or maybe even when if you guys do get down to over there at the barn, what's the first thing that you're eating?
Afterwards, I always drink something first. I'll probably just slam a bunch of chocolate milk. That's my favorite.
Okay.
And then like once I settle down, I'll go with like a pepperoni pizza.
Okay.
That's my favorite.
Oh man, that's good stuff. How about for you?
Again, I just go with the sub.
Classic
Jimmy John's.
Okay, just 2 subs now this time. Okay, good stuff. Interesting, great stuff. Brett, or I'm sorry, Mike. I already did it. I did it already one time. Mike Sherry, yes, your question?
Yeah, this is from Ellie. She wants to know, I don't know if it's for one of you guys in particular. Okay, but you can both answer. What's your favorite motivational quote? Do you have a favorite motivational quote?
I like the one where it's like, the wolf climbing the hills, hungrier than the wolf on top. I think that was pretty cool.
Ooh, all right. Eric?
Well, one my coach has been saying a lot in the wrestling room this year is something to the extent of, a lot of people want to be the beast, but when it comes time to do what beasts do, nobody wants to be the beast any longer.
Okay, interesting. Those are some very vicious quotes. Like, yeah, we have a question from the sidelines. First off, who is this guy, Evan, over
That's
here?
my brother, Grant.
Okay, Grant Foster's. What's your question, my friend? would win in a match between these two? First off, there's about, what, a 30-pound difference?
I'd
right?
say, like, pound for pound, Eric would beat me, but I'd kick him.
Right, now, again, 113 versus 160, but good question. Eric, your thoughts on that?
It'd be a battle.
All right, good stuff. Great question. I knew that was going to come up eventually. Mike, did you have something else from online? Eric, you're ranked nationally. What's that been like for you doing that? What can you tell me? For folks who aren't familiar with that kind of level, what's that like for you to be competing against some of these guys? And I'm assuming that it makes you a better wrestler, but what's it like doing that?
Yeah, it's a lot different now. I mean, I was nationally ranked last year. I was about like anywhere between like 16 and 15, or 20 and 15, somewhere about there. And it didn't really impact me as much as it does now. I'm ranked 3rd right now. And like my coach keeps saying, like, once they put number 1 behind your name, then they're right. So I keep thinking about that number 1 and number 2 ranked guys like every single day before I go to bed. Okay.
Do you like having that kind of a pressure? I guess eventually you're going to be the number 1 guy, and then having everyone chase you. Do you like having that kind of pressure to be ranked that high? Because everyone they see your name, they kind of they circle it, right?
Yeah. The way I think about it is, if right now I'm thinking about the number 2 and number 1 ranked guy, right? So if I'm ranked number 1, then everybody's going to be thinking about me. Okay. And that kind of relieves the pressure on me, because I'm just worrying about getting better myself. Okay. I'm not worrying about other guys.
Gotcha. Now listen, for same thing with you, because you're both ranked number 1, really, in terms of the Wisconsin part of it. Do you follow those rankings, Evan? It's all right to be honest that you do.
I look at them, definitely. But
hey, does he follow those? Yeah, you said.
Yeah.
He just called you out.
I definitely look at them.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what's that like? Because if that comes to the tournament time or whatever, and you're still there, guys will be, he's number 1.
Yeah, I think it's kind of cool to be number 1 because people like want to beat you, but that's cool. That's fine because I just think it's cool to be number 1. You can't really let it like affect the way you wrestle. You can't wrestle like not to lose. Still got to get better every day and just keep spreading the gap against the number 2 guy.
Folks hating on you, Eric, when you're ranked that high in the national thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Very curious about how that all unfolds. Mike, you have something?
Yeah, I don't want to. This is for Eric. I don't want to get you in trouble or start any controversy, but here we go. This is a question from Ghost Wrestler. Says you spent a lot of last summer in Kaukauna. Wants to know if is there any chance you'll be a ghost your senior year?
No, not a chance. No.
But you were spending a lot of time in Kaukauna. Were you part of the training regiment that they were doing? Okay, that's nothing wrong with that. But we featured that with the Lees and the Leons, right? What's that called? Camp Leon or something like that? I can't remember what it was called. So what, you're training with some of those guys over there? What's that experience like? Because that's produced quite the number of state championship wrestlers.
Yeah, it's a different feel. Like their weight program is different than Hortonville's, and obviously they have different partners in Hortonville. So it's nice to get both sides and wrestle people that don't wrestle like the way people in Hortonville do.
Okay, interesting. All right, good question from online. Mike, did you say you had something else? Oh, okay.
This is for both of you. It's from Ellie again. Just wants to know what's going through your guys' heads right before a match.
Oh. All right, man. Take me through that. Or maybe not if I don't want to know. But yeah, give me what's going on in the mind there, Evan, right before you hit the mat.
For me, I try to actually get relaxed before my match, like make sure I'm stretched out and ready to wrestle, but I try to stay calm. I kind of like through trial and error found out that that's like the best way for me to wrestle. I start getting to like a flowing way, like instead of thinking all the time, I just get to a calm spot and then beat them up.
Okay.
Trying to go in there as confident as possible. I always think about like the offense I want to hit. I have a goal, like say I want to hit this certain shot through a certain tie or whatever. I always think about that, so I don't think about the things he's going to do.
Okay.
So when I start thinking about the things he's going to do, then I get really nervous. Okay. If I think about the things I want to do, then I just kind of flow.
Okay. Okay, you guys aren't slapping each other or some kind of stuff. Like, have you seen wrestlers do that?
Oh, I slap myself sometimes.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
That's not you. No. Yeah, I always found that to be like, oh, okay, interesting. They're physically harming each other. Okay. All right, cool. Mike, did you say you had something else from online? All right. Let's talk coaches. If we can here, what can you tell me about Coach Lancaster over there?
Lancaster's a really cool guy.
Yeah.
He just relates really well with us. I feel like he kind of understands what we're going through.
Okay.
But he doesn't take it easy on us ever. we have a purpose at our practice. That's kind of what he preaches. Like, come in here with like a good, like, open-minded attitude. That's like what he always tells us to do, instead of being nervous and like, oh, I just kind of want to go home.
Okay.
Like, always come in there with like a mindset that like, I'm going to learn something today. I'm going to get better every day.
Okay.
So I think he's a great coach.
Well, good to hear. And obviously, Coach G, smooth, man, looks good every time he's all dressed up. The best dressed coach you'll see at the tournament. We'll get that question here soon, my man. But talk about Coach Genrick, because I think everyone can take some how to dress lessons from this guy, because the guy is spiffy.
He loves dressing nice, that's for sure. But he connects well with wrestlers, and not only as wrestlers but students as well.
Okay.
See him around school with not just wrestlers but basketball players and just kids in any field.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. He's a really funny guy too.
Okay.
He loves his dad jokes, and every day comes in with dad jokes, his little cheesy, funny jokes.
Okay. Interesting. So I've got to talk to him about that. Here's some of those. I need some dad jokes too. Brett or Mike, did you have something? Second time. I owe you 2 slices. Oh, we had. Was it Grant? Is it? Yeah. What do you got?
Why did you choose North Carolina?
Well, that was a question I was going to ask eventually, but North Carolina. And how much did Keaton Cleaver from Kaukauna kind of get in your ear about that?
He was on me a bit, but so probably 3-4 years ago, they made a bunch of coaching changes, and I was kind of like, oh, that'd be cool to go there, like train with some of those guys that are still competing. And then I was kind of like, well, I don't know if I really have a shot to go there now, because everybody's probably thinking the same thing.
Okay.
And then when it kind of came in reality, they're like, hey, you should come here. I was like, hey, maybe.
Okay. All right. So you knew when those dominoes fell that was where you were going to be.
Yeah.
All right. Interesting stuff. Hold on a minute. We got. What about you for college? Where are you looking to go to? Are you looking to wrestle at the next level? And Eric, we'll talk about this too real quick. But early, like major, maybe. I know it's early, man. But anything like that you thinking?
Thinking about majoring in education.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my plan. But as far as like where, I'm not sure yet. I've got a couple like Division II offers and stuff for wrestling, but still on the fence for wrestling as of right now.
Okay. Is it too early to think about a major, Eric?
Oh, no, I've been thinking about business. North Carolina's ranked the number 5 business school in the country, so that's definitely what I'm interested in. I've taken like the more advanced classes in high school about business.
Outstanding stuff. See, no longer is it the school of MJ. They got wrestling on their mind over there at North Carolina. Mike, we'll do these couple questions before we go to the break. What do you got?
Okay, this is for both of you again. What are your interests outside of wrestling? What do you like to do? And then specifically for Evan, this person wants to know, are you the one that shows cattle?
Let's do that one first. Mike, you have to repeat that first question. Do you show cattle?
I don't show cattle.
Okay.
Not at all, actually.
That question, by the way, was from Adam Foster.
That makes a lot of sense now.
All right. And what was that first question again? Can you repeat it?
Interests outside of wrestling.
Yeah, interests outside of wrestling. Evan, we'll start with you here again and go to Eric.
Like this past summer, I had to get surgery on my shoulder, so I didn't get a whole lot done like wrestling wise until the end of summer. But like before that, I really got into fishing, like bass fishing.
Okay.
And yeah, fishing's super fun. So.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. And how about for you, Eric?
I like disc golfing. That's pretty fun and it's free. Actually, Foster's got me into that.
Okay.
We went a couple times at
we went disc
Plowman's.
golfing a couple times.
Okay.
Yep. Mini golf is another one of my favorites. Love doing it.
Okay, and fairly cheap still.
Yeah.
All right. Mike, did you say you had something else?
Yeah, a question from Bicky is the name here. Don't know who that is, but wants to know who's the teammate that you guys looked up to throughout your high school career.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Well, first, let me go to Eric on that one. Yeah, teammate that you look up to.
I'd probably say my brother.
Yep.
Through like what he's gone through, like he didn't qualify for state until his freshman year of high school. That was pretty big to be able to do that, and he's overcame a lot. So yeah, probably him.
Okay. How about for you, Evan?
I'd say my cousin Seth Foster's. You know him, yeah. He's taught me a lot about wrestling, and like I kind of learned a lot from him in his earlier years of high school when I like wasn't on his team. I kind of saw some things he did and didn't do, and learned some lessons. And then like my favorite teammate probably has been Mitch Garvey. He's just a goofy guy. We got together really well. He's a really good wrestler too. So
all right, good
awesome.
stuff. Well, guys, I gotta take a break. Okay, gotta do a 30. Gotta pay the bills here a little bit. First off, you guys Packer fans, Eric and you guys. No, Eric's not. What's your team?
Vikings.
Okay, Vikings.
Oh my gosh.
Foster's just taking it back. Yeah, sorry about that. But hey, I can't stand the Packers. I'm a Bears fan. But I co-host a Packers show with Brad Christopherson, who's not here. And this past year, past 2 years, I should say, with Ty Montgomery, who's a great guy, by the way. Can't say anything bad about Ty. He was a great co-host with us. But yeah, every Monday, 6:30 p.m. Over there at the Radisson Paper Valley inside is a Clubhouse Sports Grill, the free Packers show. Who's your favorite Packer? Oh, you don't have a favorite Packer. How about you? Who's your favorite Packer?
Aaron Rodgers.
Okay, been on the show. Did you just detest Aaron Rodgers? Is that one of those things?
I really could care less about
Good.
football. I just
Yeah. Well, he's been on our show a couple times though. So all your favorite Packers: Jordy Nelson, Randall Cobb. There's probably some other guys I'm forgetting because I don't remember all their names. But anyway, yeah, so come on, check it down every Monday, 6:30 p.m. Over there inside the Radisson is the Clubhouse Sports Grill, best Packers show around, award-winning Packers show. Twitter, Eric, I know you're very active on Twitter. Why don't you let everyone know your Twitter account right there to the center camera?
I think it's Eric Barnett 1117. That's 3 1s.
3 1s. Eric Barnett, 3 1s and a 7. Okay. All right. How about for you?
Just Evan_Vosters.
Okay. I'm at PC Ricardo. Mike's over there. Is it M Sherry?
Mike Sherry 14.
Mike Sherry 14. All right, and then don't forget about Rosie at Metal Rosie. I love Twitter, and I can't wait till I'm down at the individual state tournament, and I'm updating everybody, about those big matches that come along on Thursday as well, but also Friday and Saturday. So can't wait. Follow me at PC Ricardo. Podcast, that's our new thing that we're doing. We had our 21st, 22nd show every Wednesday at noon on Facebook. If you check in at noon, you can watch it live. But then also, if you guys do listen to podcasts, please subscribe to it. iTunes, Stitcher, and Google Play. We talk about everything Fox Valley sports, high school. So it's the only show, I think, that we talk about you guys. So please follow along. We have a question over here. I'm going to get to it right away. What do you got?
What is your favorite song to listen to before a match?
Favorite song to listen to before a match? Well, let's get to that question after I'm done with my promos. I thought you had something for me there. But a couple more things. You mentioned Aaron Rodgers, right? Mm-hmm. He's going to be our special guest for our high school sports award show. Eric, did you go to that last year, that show we had?
Yeah.
Well, we had Clay Matthews. Mm-hmm. We decided to take it a step up. We decided to get Aaron Rodgers to come on the show. So he's going to be our co-host, so you don't want to miss that. You can buy tickets, all that kind of stuff. And then any of the athletes that are nominated for Athlete of the Year in the respective sports, you guys get to come free and also bring a guest. But if you want a ticket to that show, you can go to postcrescent.com. You should see a link there for that as well. So please check it out. And also, I think we have a new thing that we debuted today, right, Rosie? Basically, if you want to meet Aaron Rodgers and you're not an athlete, send us your favorite selfie. And, right, Rosie? Then we'll pick the winner, I guess, and then you'll get to meet Aaron Rodgers. You get an autographed photo of Aaron, VIP access with Rodgers. Cool, I guess, offer there. So please, it's completely free, so just send it in. I think we have the instructions on our site, too, so postcrescent.com to check that out. A couple more things, Grant here, before we get to you. Shout-outs, end of the show. Don't forget about who you're sending some love to, Eric and Evan, all right? So I know you guys have that all ready to go. Okay, now, Grant, now we're back to you. What was your question again?
Favorite song to listen to before a match?
Favorite song to listen to before a match, man? You listen to Lil Bieber?
No, not a Bieber guy.
Okay.
I like Lil Pump.
Okay.
Gucci Gang.
Okay.
That's my song.
Okay. Yeah. All right, Eric?
I go with classic Dust in the Wind. Just relaxes me.
Man, that's really
Gets me ready to go.
Dude, that's deep, man. Yeah. Wow. Dust in the Wind. Okay, interesting stuff. We have 2 questions from Cyberworld. Mike, what do you have?
First one is from Cookie's dad, whoever that is, and wants to know what's the best advice you guys would give to a young wrestler who's just starting out and trying to learn how to win.
And I have that question was coming up actually, but yeah, the youth wrestlers who now look up to you. I'm sure all the Hortonville kids are looking up to you, and then the Freedom young kids. And what would be your piece of advice, Eric?
I would say one big thing is it's not over till it's over.
Okay.
I mean, once the last second on the clock ticks and then the game or the match is over. But one an example of that, football, Vikings playing the Saints, right? Last second, score a touchdown, you win. Anything can happen.
There you go. I was going to go with the wrestling thing because remember Keaton Cleaver last year in the championship had that nice takedown of Blaze, the kid from Milwaukee, to win that state title. What would be your advice for the young kids?
I'd say don't worry about the wins and losses right away. Like, those will come if you just go to practice, like, having fun, like, enjoy it. Like, if you don't enjoy it, find a way to enjoy it and just get better every day and don't give up because it's always it's always going to be all right.
Okay. All right, Mike, did you have one more?
Yeah, this one is from Wrestler Dude. This is specifically for Evan. Wants to know, we're assuming you guys will get to the team sectionals. If so, which team there would worry you guys the most at team sectionals?
Oh, he's asking now. He's asking specifics here.
I'm not worried about either of the teams, but the team that's going to give us the biggest competition will be Luxembourg Casco.
Okay.
So
Yeah, a very well-known program.
Yeah.
Mike, did you say you had something else? All right, go ahead.
This is for Eric. Who's the toughest competition in the FVA?
Okay, yeah, there you go.
Like as in team-wise, or
Yeah, I'm not sure if they're asking for
They
a
didn't
wrestler.
say, so maybe both. Who's your toughest competition, and then which team's the best besides?
well, yeah,
Obviously.
Kakana's the best team.
Yeah.
I believe Nina took second at our conference tournament. They got a couple tough guys. Weight-wise, I don't really know. I pinned everybody.
Yeah,
Conference, so.
not applicable is what he's saying. But you know, I was going to come across. Let's segue into this. Best wrestler that you have gone against, though. It doesn't have to be in Wisconsin or anything. We'll get to you on that one too, Evan. But anybody
Like
coming on?
national
Yeah,
wise?
any wrestler that you've gone against.
I'd probably say Antonio Lorenzo out of California.
Okay.
It was a tough match. Beat him like 4-1, but it was in right out. Like turned him like with 30 seconds left in the match. A couple other guys from I wrestled in North Carolina at Super 32, one of the tougher tournaments, but
Okay.
probably those guys.
All right. And how about for you, Evan, that you've gone against?
I'd say probably Colin Kraus from Stoughton.
Okay.
He beat me like 3 times early in my career, but like he didn't just beat me, he just beat me up.
Okay. All right. There you go. So he's your nemesis, is what you're saying.
No, I respect him. He's a cool guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Mike. Did you say you had something else? What do you got?
For both of you again, since you both had it, what was it like, and did you enjoy having like your brother on the team with you, or your
Yeah.
or cousins? Yeah.
Great question. We'll start here with Evan on that. Yeah, having Seth there with you. And what was that like?
Yeah, I think it's really cool to have like a bunch of Vosters on our team. I think the year we won state, I think we had like 5 or 6 Vosters on our
You couldn't swing a dead cat
Yeah.
and not hit a Voster.
Varsity lineup was just full of them. I think it just makes it more fun. Like we have coaches, like my uncle's a coach and my dad coaches the younger guys.
Okay.
So I think it's cool just to have your family there. It just makes it more enjoyable and I don't know.
Why don't they just rename you guys the Freedom Vosters?
Yeah.
They should too.
Yeah.
Okay.
To be fair.
Yeah. All right. How about for you, Eric?
It was really fun. It kept me in tune with what was really going on. You know, I'd be yelling on the side of the mat, no matter who he's wrestling. Like if he's winning 14-0, I'd be yelling at him to do something.
Yep.
And I don't know. I kind of miss him on the team. Give him give a lot of energy.
Yeah.
He's very energetic about the sport. So yeah.
Okay. All right. Good question from online. We do have one more, Mike. What do you got?
Yeah, this is from Bradley, and he's checking in from Ohio, and he wants to know when the going gets tough on the mat or things aren't going your way, what do you do or what do you say to yourself to kind of push through that?
Do you have anything self-affirmation kind of thing that you're doing, Eric?
One thing I do is like I don't have to go home or like go to school and be like have to tell people I lost.
Okay.
Like tell my girlfriend like, hey, yeah, I just lost a match. Like I literally tell myself on the mat like, don't lose this match.
That is an interesting mode of thinking, actually. Okay. How about for you, Evan?
Like when things start going wrong on the mat, I'll just try and like collect myself, like take a quick deep breath or something if you go out of bounds, and then just like think, like move my hands, move my feet. Like that usually works for me.
Okay.
Kind of fast. So.
Okay. All right. Great question from online. I have a couple more here before we have to wrap this up, guys. Remember, shoutouts. Be thinking about who you can send some love to. All right. This question, well, did we kind of answer this? The ritual superstitions. Do you guys have anything else that maybe you guys do beforehand? Would you consider it maybe a little quirky? You gotta put your socks on the same way. Anything like that, Evan?
I always get the same exact sub from Subway, like
Okay.
every morning before a dual meet on Thursdays, like
And
for
that
Thursday
is?
night. I always get like Italian herbs and cheese with ham and salami, lettuce and mayo.
Okay, interesting. Anything like that for you, Eric? Well, we already know you like the socks, my friend, but you have to do anything like that?
One thing I've been doing it, get scolded for it, but I'm sticking with it, a monster after every win. So like after like a
Okay.
conference title or a tournament title, I just drink a Monster.
Gets even more worked up there, Eric.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Interesting stuff. One more thing that we got to do here. Your greatest sports memory doesn't necessarily have to be in wrestling. If you guys have been playing another sport, I don't know at the youth level, whatever. But your greatest sports memory, what comes to mind for you, Eric? Is it your title last year?
It's either a title, because it was so close of a match, like last second, like he almost took me down, I rolled through. Or this year making it to the Super 32 finals, that was huge. I beat 3 ranked wrestlers ahead of me in a row to make the finals, and didn't get first place, but second, still pretty good at that tournament.
Okay, all right, great. For you, Evan?
Definitely team state title my freshman year.
Yep.
It was kind of a rough year, and like I beat a guy who placed at the state tournament, and like I didn't make it to state, so it was kind of cool to beat him, especially at a big stage. And then our team won big too. So
I was going to say, I think that was the year that Kaukauna won it, and I think, did Hortonville make it to state that year? I'm not sure if it was that year.
I think that was the next year.
Oh, the next year. Okay, so yeah, we've had a lot of great teams here in the Fox Valley area. Mike, do you have anything from online?
Well, we have one more, and I'm not sure who it's for, but I'm sure you guys will know.
Okay.
The question is, do you remember the phrase, Henry, shake my hand?
yes,
Okay.
I definitely remember that phrase.
You want to tell the story behind it?
Yeah,
Can you tell
sure.
the story behind it?
Yeah, I used to go to St. Nick's School in Freedom. It was like a Catholic school across the street. So there was a kid in our school named Henry, and like we always just shook his hand because he had like the softest hands ever.
Okay.
So we always said, "Shake my hand." That's how it went.
Okay, that's a good story, actually. All right, great stuff. Now, guys, it's time for our shout-outs. So what I need you to do is Rosie, show them where they're going to be looking at that camera. As farthest over to my right, Eric, that means you start off, my friend. So go ahead, send some love out to people who got you where you are today.
I want to give a shout out to my family, my parents for sticking with me and supporting me through everything, and my coach for if I need to get a workout in at 6 in the morning, he's always there and with the doors open, and yeah.
Okay, great stuff.
Definitely shout out my family and Seth and Austin Fosters for always pushing me to be my best, and then my girlfriend Olivia Jones. Shoot her a follow. She's cool.
Smart man here. Okay, and my shout out goes out to Nate Warner, Mike, from Appleton North. You know, I was at the FBA conference meet, and it was extremely well run. I want to send him some kudos for that, because that was great to go there and have everything be very efficient, and I had access to all the wrestlers that I needed to. So thank you for that, because believe me, around this time we always pay attention to which kind of schools are doing a great job in terms of hosting those big conference tournaments and things like that. So my final question is this, guys. Now, look. You both are #1 ranked in your respective ways, and I am going to be at the Kohl Center for Championship Saturday, one of the coolest settings, in all of high school sports. When you guys come out there for that, that's cool stuff, man. What would have to have happened for you guys to get that championship and stand #1 on that podium? What would have had to have happened in terms of what you guys needed to get done? We're going to start over here with Eric and end it with Evan. So what would have to have happened in terms of how you game plan and stuff? You know what I mean? Like, things that had to have fallen for you.
Like what I need to do in matches?
Yeah, I guess you could say it that way.
I don't know, just getting to my offense, not really playing a defensive game, not worrying about what other kids are going to do. That's kind of my philosophy behind it. If I get to my offense, they can't get to theirs, so
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, how about for you, Evan?
Definitely just focus on like me, like not worry about what my opponent's going to do. I'm sure like you scout them and figure out what they're going to do, but like you just stay to your game plan and your offense the whole match and just let it fly. Don't hold anything back.
All right. Actually, I do have one follow-up question. Mike, did you say you had another thing? Well, my last follow-up question is for someone who hasn't been there to the state, any advice on that too? Because it's a zoo. Let's not make any. Let's not call it what it's not. I mean, it is a zoo. It's like state track. Actually, it's very comparable in terms of how many people are there. But any words of advice for folks who are making their first trip there?
If you make it there, like believe that you belong there.
Okay.
Don't make it seem bigger than it is. Just wrestling. It just looks really cool. It's all fancy, and you think everybody cares, but like at the end of the day, you just gotta wrestle your best anyway. So don't make it bigger than it is.
Okay. What would be your words of advice there?
Yeah, kind of like the same thing. It's still just a wrestling match or 4 wrestling matches. I mean, just wrestle the way you wrestle. Don't worry about like everything else that's going around you, and most of the people aren't even watching you anyways. So,
okay. All right.
Yeah.
Great stuff. Again, thank you so much for joining us. Again, I want to give a big shout out and thank you to I should say, Evan, we'll start here. Evan Vossers and Eric Barnett. Best of luck, guys, because I really do think we're going to see you guys on the top of that podium. And let me tell you something. It's a lot easier for me to write a story when you guys win. So can you think about me for once, guys? Stop thinking about yourselves, all right? So best of luck, gentlemen, in that endeavor, and we wish you guys the best of luck. The entire Post-Crust, and obviously everyone does. So again, thank you for joining again. I want to thank Mike Sherry for helping out, and don't forget about Jim Rosendick behind the live stream machine. Hey, what about your Freedom guys coming here, right? You guys, congratulations. Thanks for coming here and watching your guy. You guys are athletic supporters. So that's nice to see for you guys. But so check us out again next week. We're going to have another edition of the Roundtable next week, Wednesday, 7 o'clock. So if you want to tune in, please do. Until then, everyone have a great week, and we'll see you back here next Wednesday for another edition of the Varsity Roundtable.